Hey guys, Paul the Trombonist here. Okay, so I've been getting some comments on my videos, people asking about a warm-up routine. So I just wanted to show you some elements of a warm-up that I do, and that way can give you some maybe direction if you're not familiar on what to do when you pick up your horn. So I divided it into three categories. We got your long tones, you got your lip slurs, and you got your articulations. Now out of those three categories, the most important one are the long tones because they're going to develop your sound. And if you don't have a good sound, it's really everything else is meaningless. So developing a good sound is the number one most important thing. You know, you can play all the lines in the world, play all the notes correctly, but if your sound and your tone isn't happening, then there's really no point, you know? So you want to get the sound together. So the long tones are what's going to do that. Many infinite number of exercises you can do. So I'm just going to show you one particular exercise that I like to do. You can just do it on the major scales is a great way because then you're practicing your major scales and you're practicing your long tones simultaneously. So you're killing two birds with one stone, which is what I like to do in a lot of warm-ups because then you can work on different things simultaneously. And you always want to do these in time. That way you can work on your time at the same time. So let's say 8 counts. We're going to do 8 beats, all right? And a B flat major scale, and I'm just going to do 8 counts. 1 and 2 and ready and go. You take a little break and then you want to go back down. You do that all 12 of your major scales because then you're practicing your key signatures and you're practicing your long tones and developing your tone. Another one that people do often is they start first position, they go on the different partials. So here are the different partials. So on, you know, those are partials. Each one will go is a different partial where your lips are set, where the notes will vibrate. So there's 7 positions. So you got, for each partial, you're going to have seven different sections. What people do is they go first to second, back to first, then to third, then to first, then to fourth. This phone's ringing. Hold on a second. Gosh, you know that I'm filming this video right now? Jeez. So that would sound like this. For sake of time, I'm just going to do like 2 beats so you know what it is. And then the next one. So what that actually does is that can also train your ear to hear the different intervals. You could be practicing your ear training while you're doing that and like zone in on the intervals and then you know exactly what intervals are. So the long tones are really key. Also you can warm up on a ballad, do a nice little ballad, just really focusing your tone. The hardest part is to play long tones on a brass instrument. And then after that everything's easy, you know. Then you're only dealing with quarter notes, half notes, eighth notes. So if you can get a nice sound and on a nice long note, a long tone, a nice sound, then everything else is a piece of cake. So that's the long tones, number one most important thing. Next we got our lip slurs. Now lip slurs are an exercise that you use with using very little tongue, no tongue, and it's to guide your air and to help guide your air. Now, there are, again, infinite number of exercises you can do, so I'll just show you a couple. Here's a good one. Do it in time. go back up. That's just one. There are many other ones. You can do ones like this. There are infinite. You can do ones that go all kind of high. Whatever, okay? So those are those. And what they're going to enable you to do is once you get the hang of the long tones, you'll be able to guide your air, and then you can play like really lyrically and beautifully with using little tongue and make the trombone really sing and do like ballads and stuff like this. Like I'm just going to improvise something for you. Now, I use a little bit of tongue, not much at all. Very little, maybe only 5% of tongue. Now, speaking of tongue, that leads us into the articulations. For jazz, I like to use the syllable da, and for like more straighter music, classical music stuff, I say ta. And depending on if it's like it's got a tenuto mark over it or a legato mark, you use different types of tongues. Real basic ta, okay? So I'm just going to do a major scale again. I'll do an F major scale now, and I'm just going to say ta. It's going to strengthen the muscles in your tongue, and it's going to sound something like this. You get the point, go down the major scale, do that to all 12 keys. And then you can just do the whole major scale saying ta, but only hitting each note once on the syllable. And really exaggerate it, you know, strengthen the muscles. The thing I notice about articulations and dynamics in music is you can never over-exaggerate them. You always want to exaggerate them because it's going to have more impact. But of course, within boundaries, if you over-exaggerate too much, it sounds weird, but you know what I mean. And then next, brings us to the da articulation. For jazz, I like to use. So that's da. So it's going to be like, gives it that smoother sound. Now the thing about da, if you notice when you say ta, your tongue has farther to travel, so you can't play as quicker. But say da, 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 the tongue has less to travel, so you can play actually quicker. So it sounds something like this. Okay, so that's da. That's going to get you around the horn a little quicker. You should practice all your major scales like that. Practice with the metronome, then slowly, incrementally speed up the metronome so you can get faster on it. Just practice, you know. Start slow, build it up. That's how it works. A lot of people have the mistake of practicing things fast and they can't get them. It's like, just slow it down. Slow down the music. And then you'll be more relaxed and you'll get into the detail of it, and then you just gradually build up the tempo, you know? That's the best way to do, is to practice slow. Always practice slow. I highly recommend that. And so I'll do maybe more of these tutorials. A lot of people have been, you know, leaving comments like they want to know about some of these things of the aspects of the trombone playing. Thanks for watching all my videos. I got a lot of projects lined up in the future. Got some other great musicians to feature. So, you know, subscribe to this channel. Click here to see my previous video up there. Or whatever. Thank you.
just watched the adventures of Paul the Trombonist. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There are new videos every single week.